Well, we're here tonight with David Bumble Lloyd, but Bumble, we're not in a cricket ground, we're not in a press box, we're not in a TV commentary station. We are in a theatre, note the traditional light bulbs, the mirrors. Bumble, what are we doing here?
I'm on a theatre night tour. It's Start the Car. We wrote a book, myself and Peter Hayter from the Mail on Sunday, and this is Start the Car on the road. 23 nights with 23 venues, and it's gruelling but great fun. We're on stage. I'm a thespian. I don't know what part of Thespian I'm from, but I can tell you that I've been in the same theatre, I've been in the same dressing room. I think it was at Richmond, that was hellish posh, as Sir Laurence Olivier, Larry and I, in the same dressing room. He had a chaise lounge. I've been on that as well.
Now listen, we're in Tunbridge Wells, Royal Tunbridge Wells no less. We've got a good 2.5 weeks left of your tour. I think we're just beginning week 2, aren't we? How's it gone so far?
It's gone brilliantly well. I'm really pleased with it, and it's a lot of fun. That's what it's all about. You know, there's a lot of fun when you get into cricket that it can be so miserable. It's a long time to be miserable, 7 hours during the day. So I like to have a bit of fun, and that's extended to this. It's good. The two of us are on stage, and we take a rise out of all sorts of things. But I'd have to tell you just one little bit, just as a taster, is my parents. I was an only child. They were 37 when they had me. I think they just had one go at it, from what I can gather. And they wanted a girl called Gwyneth. And they used to dress me as a girl for a long, long time, and it's absolutely staggering the way that I've turned out.
Now look, you've done a lot of things over the years, which we'll go into in a moment. This is a first for you. I'm not surprised that you're carrying this off for one moment, but hand on heart, what were you thinking just before the lights went up and you entered on the first night? Because this is a new journey for you.
It is. It's a new chapter, if you like, and I was fine. I just want to get on. You know what it's like. It's like coming on air at a test match. You know, you get the 10, 9, 8, 7, we're on air, and that's it, you're away. So I'd no problem at all. You fall back, I always fall back onto, and I've had a few scrapes in my time as England coach and so on. I've got 1 or 2 yellow cards, but my dad always just used to tell me, just be yourself, get out there, be yourself. You'll make mistakes. It's like umpiring. And there's a clue that the best job, I've done loads of jobs, coaching, play, summarising, commentating, umpiring. That's the best job I've ever had, because you make mistakes, you do make mistakes, but they're honest, and you learn by everything that you do. So, yeah, no problem, get on stage, do it. And I've tripped up a couple of times, I know I have, forgot a line here and there, and then you're paddling like buggery to try and get back on track as to what you want to say.
And what kind of support have you had from your Sky colleagues? Because I don't know, Beefy, NASA, I'm not sure they want you to really succeed, or whether they're just waiting for you to trip up to have a bit of ammunition.
They've definitely been the latter, hoping that you fall flat on your face and then they take a rise out of you. I don't think they know I'm around. We've done Chelmsford and Nas didn't ring, nothing. Max, I didn't leave him a complimentary, he wouldn't have paid you come.
Fair enough. Now, why Bumble? Let's just get Bumble out the way. Why Bumble?
I hate this question. I hate the nickname, but there it is.
Everybody calls you, nobody calls you David anymore.
No, and even my son, my eldest son, I've got 3 sons, and the eldest one calls me Bum.
Right.
That abbreviates it.
Yeah,
it's 1965, mid-60s anyway. Michael Bentine had a programme which was very similar to The Simpsons, and they were called The Bumbleys, and my teammates at Lancashire thought that I looked like one of the Bumbleys, and it stuck ever since.
It's stuck for 35 years, that's extraordinary, isn't it?
I used to be at school, and this is like 50s, I used to be Selwyn, because if you remember, well, you won't remember, but somebody might at a certain age, that Selwyn Lloyd was the foreign secretary, so my nickname was Selwyn.
Really? Mm. Now, for those who are, I don't know, under 40, say, they may not know, and let's not be modest here, what a good cricketer you were. I mean, everybody knows you now for what you do, but come on, you played Test match cricket. I was looking at your stats the other day, not bad, decent average. Highest score, 214 not out against India. That's not too shabby, is it?
I was alright. If I played alright, I'd be in a test team. If I fell below that, I'd get out very quickly, which I did. But it's your ambition. You want to play for England, and I did it. And I've got a nice little record. It's a little niche record. There's not many have it, and I'm talking about ever in the world of cricket, any country. Players who have averaged over 40 in test matches and over 40 in one-day international. So, I keep that on the back shelf. It's quite nice, is that?
And then when you hung up the pads and the gloves, you became an umpire.
Yeah.
Which again was, there are probably more doing it now, but for a couple of years you went round the circuit umpiring, and you enjoyed that.
I did. My eyes had gone and my hearing was not great. I thought
perfect for umpire.
Perfect credentials. But it's the best job I've ever done. More satisfying. I loved it to bits. Didn't do it long enough. I got sort of brought out of it to do other things in junior cricket and so on. But just for being out there in the middle and making decisions, I wish it was like that now, right now, where the umpire gives a decision, he's not out, and they will start coming round. Why not? I wish I was out there now. You get on with your bowling. Anything to say to me, 7 o'clock tonight, my room. Otherwise, get on with it.
So, after you finished umpiring, you became coach, Lancashire coach, and then England coach. You're not half ticking some boxes here.
Yeah.
But that's, again, I don't embarrass you, but England coach, that's the pinnacle of coaching, at least in this country.
Yeah, if anybody said what's the best thing that's ever happened in your career, it'd be being coach when we beat South Africa 2-1 in a 5-match series in England. And that was hellish tough. That was a rough, tough series. And we came through and had a great set of lads, every one of them.
Name names.
Well, Philip Tufnell, as everybody said, he'd be a handful. He was absolutely brilliant. Michael Allerton, Alex Stewart, Graham Thorpe, all sorts of lads. Darren Gough, Andy Caddick, Dean Headley. What a tragedy when he sort of didn't just make it because of a bad back. Andrew Flintoff, we got him in the team. God rest his soul, a wonderful lad. Ben Hollyhock, beautiful boy, Ben, who tragically died. So we had a fabulous set of lads, and we didn't achieve anything like we should have done because we weren't prepared. We didn't have central contracts. They were coming to us from county cricket, and they were shattered when they turned up to play for England against a fresh team, say a West Indies team with Ambrose and Walsh, or a Pakistan team with Waqar and Wasim just waiting to play. All our lads were shattered. They just played county cricket for I don't know how many days, get one day off and start a test match. It was nonsense.
And then you've already had about 4 careers up to this point, and then you join Sky, and you become a Sky commentator. Now, hand on heart, Bumble, you're surrounded by all the flash boys with their many test caps and, better known, more famous than you as cricketers. But there's no doubt about it, you have become a national institution. Why?
What you see is what you get. For a start, I had a heck of a good grounding with Test Match Special. I worked on Test Match Special with Johnny's, Fred Truman, Trevor Bailey, the bearded wonder Bill Frindle, Jonathan Agnew just coming in, Christopher Martin Jenkins, Henry Blofeld. I had a heck of a good grounding through Peter Baxter, who was the producer. So I knew what broadcasting was about. Yeah, what you see is what you get. You be that, getting back to you, be yourself, and people will ask you, do you rehearse? Absolutely not. You have a monitor here, players over there, there's a field, here's your monitor, you watch the monitor. Don't take your eyes off that, because you're talking really about what is coming on the screen for the viewer back at home. Don't start looking over here and look at that over there, because it won't relate to what's on the screen. So there's a good discipline to it. And I'm not blowing my own trumpet or any of the other lads, but the discipline is that you've got your earpiece in, you're listening to your producer, you've got your director, your assistant producers. There's about 3 people talking at once in your ear. You're talking to the guy who's sat next to you, you're describing what's on the monitor. It's a heck of a discipline. Don't ask me how it works, it just does.
And I tell you what, Bumble, you've seen so many test series, you've seen so many Ashes as well. I bet you're getting excited about this one, because this one, just maybe, might work for England.
We'll nail it. England will nail it. They're a better team. If you look at 2 teams on a sheet of paper, England, they're a better. England's challenge is whether they can be the better team in Australia. There's lots of things, peripheral things that go on in Australia. Everybody is on your back. You're in the papers and you're absolutely useless. I can tell you now, you are hopeless. Get them back home. But as long as they stay together, they're a better team. I'll tell you why, if you like. Ricky is a wonderful player, Ricky Ponting, a world-class player, has been for years. But the reality now is he doesn't have McGrath and he doesn't have Warren just to say, get this guy out. He's got a workman-like attack at best. And to win a test series, to win test matches, you need an attack. And England have got the attack. It's a better attack than Australia's, in my opinion.
Okay, 2 final quick questions, quick answers. Ashes prediction?
England to win by 2 clear tests.
All right, so that's 2-0 or 3-1?
Anywhere you like. 4-2.
As long as it's 5 tests, aren't they, Gone? That'd be a good one. And secondly, you've got, as I say, about 2 weeks left of this tour, and then presumably you finish, I think, Morecambe on the 19th, and then on a plane, I guess.
19th evening, Morecambe. First thing in the morning, Brisbane.
Fantastic.